Thank you very much. My name is Tim. We'll give a quick 10-minute presentation about what we are building. Do you have the clicker? Some? Yeah. Yeah. So that's our team. We just founded the company. I'm Tim. I'm like in that direction the business guy. I have more than 10 years experience in sales and marketing and like loads of experience in doing events. With me is Björn. And I know both guys for a long time. Björn is the software developer. He's doing that for more than 15 years. And we have, luckily enough, Hendrik. He's the cybersecurity and blockchain guy, and that's our team. Just to get a bit of a background, that's going to be more important later. For the last years, we have been building Abend.net and Rausgang.de. They are ticketing and marketing solutions in the event space. So we are doing basically marketing for events and then also selling the tickets. And we are doing this with more than 4,000 partners. We furthermore do own concerts and our own festivals. So we are applying our own solutions there. And furthermore, we have an end user application. So where user can find really cool events. And only in Cologne, in that little market, we have more than 20,000 weekly users. Now it's getting a bit more fun because I'm gonna tell you a story about last year. Last year we organized the Panama Open Air Festival. It was a 2-day festival with more than 20,000 people. And we decided to use a plastic token system, so not real aeternity tokens, but plastic tokens. And that is how we got the idea about getting into the whole blockchain world. So how do you set up a plastic token system? It's very easy. You put up a booth, put people in there, and there you exchange euros into, we call them Panama dollars. It was the Panama Open Air Festival again. So what happens inside that booth then? You got Björn, and you got loads of cash. So we're talking about like a few 100,000 euros of cash in like cartons, and some people that you know more or less well inside that booth. So, I mean, loads of cash, but why should that be a problem? Well, this is not really our money. This money belongs to our catering partner, or most of the money belongs to our catering partner. Maybe you can imagine how much time it costs and how much mess it is to actually account that money. You've got quite some waiting lines that in our case, and I see that on all festivals, actually lost us quite some money. Obviously, plastic tokens can easily be forged, and we have 5 of that booth on site. And I think nobody took something out of that, but I'm not 100% sure, because, I mean, for a few 100,000 euros, if there's missing 1,000, you will never be sure if that's the case or not. So why would a festival organizer like us implement such a system? Well, there's a huge lack of trust in the industry. The catering part, like we didn't trust the catering partner to collect that money, obviously. He didn't trust us either, but he would trust us more than he would trust his own employees that are usually hired like within the days before, because like the catering partner is usually on different locations. So what we do is we want to put trust back in the event industry. We create a cashless on-site payment solution based on aeternity blockchain. That's why we're here. That's why I'm part of Starfleet number 2. And this is going to be forgery-proof. It's going to be quick and frictionless payment. It has high transparency. We'll come to that, why that's important later. It's going to be online and partly also offline on the user side. And every step is going to be automated. How are we going to do it? We'll create an Abend smart contract. On top of that, we'll create some tools and software for the event organizer to create their own currency. And for the user, there's going to be an end user application and an SDK to put in the festival apps or a city app to actually be used by users and communicate, for example, with a wristband on site. Just a quick note, because I used the example of the festival. This is obviously not unique to festivals. This can, I mean, most of you probably woke up one morning after having a party and had this little plastic tokens in their pockets. You look, yeah, there you go. I mean, obviously every venue, any concert in the event industry has that kind of problem, and also our solution can be applied to that. Different to other places in the market, Abend uses crypto technology, and that's nice because I mean, you always ask, okay, why crypto technology? One important thing, it's obviously highly secure and verifiable. And for me, talking to event organizer, the most important thing is the transparent distribution. Why? Event organizers often go bankrupt. That is a problem, and that actually creates the kind of lack of trust in the industry. Why do festival organizers or event organizers go bankrupt? Basically, all the costs are fixed if you organize an event, and all the income is transparent. All the income is variable. And this is why it's so difficult sometimes as an event organizer. If you have a transparent, and this is why basically all parties, all participating parties want to have the money in advance, which is even making it more complicated as an event organizer to solve your liquidity. And with Abend payments, it would be possible because we have transparent distribution of the money to actually have to put in a smart contract with your different partners that they actually get a share of your revenue, which would mean that you get that they just pay, I don't know, instead of 30,000, you just need to pay like 3,000 in advance, which gives you a huge liquidity advantage. Transactions are fast due to scalable aeternity smart contracts. You can actually earn money before the event due to save online charges of the wallets. And a nice thing regarding that waking up with tokens in your pockets, actually the tokens can be used also in different venues and different festivals. Business model, very easy. It's 1.9% per transaction. The roadmap, we are at the moment in the alpha phase. So we got an MVP that we tested in one of our own concepts, whereas was the only payment method. We had the second alpha test today here in the lunch break. A few of you might have had some chocolate. Then in November till January, we're gonna refine the product in order to then in February test with some external partners. We already got the partners lined up, which is really nice. And then be in public beta latest April or May. This is a little video of our alpha test that we had. Can you maybe play it? That we had around no internet. That's unfortunate. Anyway, then we'll carry on if there's no internet. So no worries, go back to the presentation. It's an awesome video. I'll send it if you're interested. Yeah, maybe just go back to the presentation then. Can you go back to the presentations? Yeah, thanks. So this is the link to the chocolate. We actually closed the store because we're here now, but we'll open it later if you want to. Just like if you just want to do the alpha test, just come to us and we'll check that out. One little thing, I think I've got like 2 minutes left. What we would like to do as a next level, and this is a kind of outlook, is we would like to form a cooperative. And we think that independent organizers should own the software for ticketing and marketing. Why is that so? We believe that software companies like Eventbrite, like Eventim, like Ticketmaster, they take too much part of the value chain in the event or generally in the creative industry. So what we are currently doing is we have an online marketing system, we have a ticketing system, both actually not on-chain, but off-chain, and we're currently building an on-chain payment system. And what we do here is with our marketing system, we spend money of marketing organizers for Google, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and all that stuff in order that these people on the left side are buying some tickets and then go to the venue, go to the venue. They should go to the venue? Yep. And then spending there some beers or burgers. And the interesting thing is we are getting fees out of all these kind of software. The two on the top, off-chain, the two on the bottom, That's my 10 minutes. I'll be ready soon. On the bottom is on-chain. And what we thought about is, how about if these margins would be then token logic be applied? This is an example of how we thought about it, and that we actually pitched already to some organizers that were really thrilled to hear about it. Let's say 10% goes to the software because we want to build a system that should last. So software gets 10%. 10% gets to a fund in order to fund new ideas. Not sure if that's how it's in your countries. For us, if you've got a creative project where the finances are not sure, you apply for a grant that then decides the city, the state, or whoever if you get it or not. The thing is, if the political climate will change, that kind of decision makers will also change. So we thought, hey, wouldn't it be awesome if we get like our own little cultural ministry from the cultural scene, and that will decide who will get funded, and the rest of the 80% are actually distributed to token holders that are actually from the industry and are building it with us. So that is very, very quickly what we have in mind. I know that this looks more than complicated. Please talk to me later if you're interested in that, because this is quite fresh ideas and quite new strategy of us. And I'm more than thrilled to show it to you guys, because I know that you're very familiar with these kind of ideas, and more than happy to get some feedback later on, because the time is up. And yeah, thank you very much for listening.
Thank you, Tim.